So this is the second to last picks for the season. This is the championship round for the NFC and AFC. As you can see, on the left is the NFC, on the right is the AFC. I have it that way because the first game of Sunday is the NFC side of the championship round, and then the late night game is, or not the late night, but the night game essentially is the AFC side. So we're here. This is it. 2 teams are going to advance to the Super Bowl that are going to play in 2 weeks. We obviously have that stupid Pro Bowl crap and whatnot. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend after that, after, these championship games are done. So we have to sit and suffer and, through that next weekend. So, I hate that. But let's get into it. So we start out with the NFC side. We have our 2 finalists from the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers are going to head to the number 1 seeded Philadelphia Eagles to take on the Eagles. In Philly, this is going to be insane. This is going to be crazy. These are, in my opinion, and have been for a while, the best teams in the NFC. I have kind of talked down to the Eagles a little bit, but they're still the number 1 seed. They're still, they're up there. I don't, if this was the Cowboys, I don't think the Eagles struggle. I think the Cowboys lose to the Eagles. But I have the Niners moving on from the NFC. I think they're going to go into Philly and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. To me, I've said this countless times over the past couple weeks, have the best defense. They have a very good offense. And yes, they struggled against the Cowboys. Yes, they did. 1,000%. That offense did struggle that they have. That run game wasn't going too well. The offense, or the wide receivers, tight ends, and whatnot, just was not too good of a day for them. But they eventually turned it on. They, figured out what to do, how to get past that Cowboys defense, and they did that. They were able to do that. George Kittle had an insane catch, one of the best catches of the year, that helped a scoring drive at the end in the fourth quarter. And, or third quarter, fourth, whatever it was, late in the game. And, propelled them here to the NFC Championship game. And I think Dallas probably has a better defense than Philly. Now, I would really have to sit down and, pick it piece by piece. D-line, linebackers, corners, safety, and all that. I think it's really close, but I think I would probably give the edge to Dallas's defense right now, even though, again, they let up, 38 points or whatever, 35 points to Gardner Minshew and the Eagles in, week 16 or whatever that was. So, for the most part, they've had a very good defense, top 10 defense. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how Brock Purdy handles himself here. He has actually played Jalen Hurts in college. I think it was at 42-41. He lost by 1 point. I forget what school he went to. I don't know. There's a post floating around. They have played in a big game. They had a shootout. It was 42-41 or whatever at the end of the game. So you could call this a revenge game. But I expect maybe some fireworks, hopefully more fireworks than we had with the Niners and Cowboys game, and hopefully the Eagles don't just blow them out like they did to the Giants. So I actually I'm thinking this is probably gonna be better than the Bengals and Chiefs game. We'll see. Obviously, we'll see. I could be totally wrong, and the AFC side could be way better. But I think this will be a tough game. But I think that, the Niners are going to squeak by Philly. So we'll see. Now, we move on to the night game. We move on to the AFC Championship game, the night game on Sunday. I got the Bengals winning. So, my Super Bowl matchup is both away teams in the championship round face off in the Super Bowl with the Niners and the Bengals. I think that the Chiefs, they kind of struggled against the Jags. I don't think people expected the Jags to put up as much of a fight as they did. I know I didn't. I know I was talking to, we rated a guy during the game who, was like, hey, like, I did expect this. I expected a real tough game from the Jags. So not everyone expected a blowout by the Chiefs. But the Jags hung in there. They really, really put up a fight against the Chiefs. So I think Joe Burrow, better QB right now. You have, Jamar Chase, better wide receiver 1. I would probably say a better defense. I think I will say a better defense than the Jags. I think overall, I think they're just better than the Jags. So I think that they can beat the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs might struggle. Now, it's an injured Patrick Mahomes, at least this, when I'm recording this. We have no idea. I'm going to go into this game thinking he's going to play this game. But if it's Chad Henne, that can obviously, it can be a whole different dynamic to the game. So we'll see if Chad Henne is going to play in this game. He might. But I'm going into this thinking it's a non-healthy Patrick Mahomes. He has struggled against the Bengals. He's never beat Joe Burrow in the past 2 seasons. So I think it's 0-3 all time against Joe Burrow and the Bengals, or when he's coach or QB in the Bengals. So I think now that you have an injured QB, I think that it's gonna be a tough matchup for them. I do. If the Jags were a better team, they probably could have beat the Chiefs. But now you have a better team coming to Arrowhead, so I think it's going to be a real tough challenge for the Chiefs. I'm expecting this to either be like a low scoring, like potentially Cowboys-Niners, where it's really low scoring, really sluggish. You have an injured Patrick Mahomes trying to, keep his team in the game. Maybe he throws a couple interceptions or whatever. You have a Joe Burrow who, for some odd reason, maybe struggles against, Chiefs defense for a while there. Or this might be a shootout, but again, with an injured Patrick Mahomes, I don't know if he's going to be able to last in a shootout. Who knows? So, we'll see. Again, I think it's, this is going to be the worst game of the 2. But I'm hoping this will be a fun game. It's just the Patrick Mahomes injury has me questioning what's going to happen. If Chad Henne has to take over, I think that, the Bengals have a pretty decent chance of, messing around with him and, just make it to the Super Bowl. So that would be back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. I have back-to-back Super Bowl appearances for the Bengals. Niners, was it 2019? So what has that been? Second time in 5 years, I guess we'll say. 2 times in 5 years. So we'll go with that. So very interesting matchup for the Super Bowl. I have been thinking about this literally since the wild card round. I was thinking this is probably, my matchup, my most anticipated matchup, and we're a game away. It's just, is it going to happen? Who knows? The Eagles could easily make it. The Chiefs could make it, and then Patrick Mahomes has 2 weeks to rest up and heal himself from injury. So we'll see. For now, though, like the video, share the video around, subscribe. One more predictions. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, no predictions next week. I got to figure out what I want to do next Wednesday for a video because I can't do a predictions video. So, we're getting really close to the off season. I already signed up. Again, subscribe. Be here on Sunday for the live streams. I don't know if I'm going to go live for both. Because I'm a Packers fan, I might just go live for the NFC side. We'll see, though. I'll think about it. But I'm out of here. Peace.